The City of Thunder Bay has retained Stantec Consulting Limited to undertake an integrated secondary plan and municipal class environmental assessment study for the Parkdale area within the City of Thunder Bay. This video will introduce the project, provide a history of the project and why it's important, and provide an overview of the secondary plan and municipal class EA process. Following this presentation, there will be an opportunity for you to provide preliminary input on what you'd like to see in Parkdale. We encourage you to complete the survey linked at the end of this video. If you have any questions or would like to provide further thoughts and feedback outside of the survey, please contact a member of the project team using the contact information provided at the end of this video and on the city's website. To give you a better understanding of the project, we are answering two key questions you might have. What is a secondary plan, and what is a municipal class environmental assessment? A secondary plan is a detailed plan prepared at a neighborhood or community scale to guide growth and development within a specific area. Secondary plans are prepared where it has been determined by the city's official plan that major physical changes are expected to occur, and that further detail is required to address specific issues in that planning area. Secondary plans deal with matters such as housing, retail spaces, health services, public services, education, recreation, and mobility, while also ensuring these amenities can be serviced by necessary water, power, and road infrastructure. We are currently completing Stage 1 of the secondary plan process and are working to understand the existing conditions of the area. The Municipal Class Environmental Assessment, or EA process, is a 5-phase planning process that is approved under the Ontario Environmental Assessment Act. It is a planning tool that all municipalities in Ontario are required to complete when planning for major infrastructure projects to identify any adverse effects the proposed infrastructure might have on the environment. It is recognized, however, that in many cases, it is beneficial to begin the planning process by considering a group of related projects for an overall system, such as a transportation network, or a number of integrated systems, such as an infrastructure master plan, prior to dealing with project-specific issues. This project is being planned as a master plan project, which are long-range plans that integrate infrastructure requirements for existing and future land use within the EA planning principles. These plans examine an infrastructure system or group of related projects in order to outline a framework for planning for subsequent projects and/or development over the long term. We are currently in Phase 1 of the EA and are working towards identifying the problems and opportunities within the Parkdale area. This study is being integrated so that it streamlines the process and satisfies the requirements of both the Planning Act and the Environmental Assessment Act at once. Now we will provide a project overview to better understand where the project is taking place. The study area for this project is located at the southwestern limit of the city's urban settlement area, more commonly known as the Parkdale area. It includes the lands north of Arthur Street, west of Highway 61, south of Highway 1117, and east of Maplewood Road, and includes approximately 1,220 hectares of land. The lands are located within the city's urban settlement area and are designated as residential and natural heritage system, which includes natural corridor, evaluated wetland, and provincially significant wetland. Further, the lands are zoned urban low-rise, holding, future development, and environmental protection in the city's new zoning bylaw. Here you will see a timeline of the history of the Parkdale study area and the background that has initiated this study. In 1978, the Parkdale Growth Area Trunk Services Study was undertaken to provide preliminary development options and recommendations for the extension of roads and sizing of services for water, sanitary, and storm sewer systems for the general area of Parkdale. In 1993, the Parkdale Community Plan was adopted as an amendment to the 1982 official plan and provided a framework for the phasing and location of future development of the entire Parkdale Community Plan area. In 1994, the Parkdale Estate subdivision, which includes the eastern portion of the Parkdale CP lands, was provided and approved for development and generally followed the servicing and design recommendations of the 1978 study. In 1995 and 1996, a wetland evaluation identified the Williams Bog, which is predominantly a conifer swamp with fen and a small area of marsh, and designated it as a provincially significant wetland. In 2007, a land use needs study was conducted. The study confirmed the provincial significance of the wetland and made recommendations that were used to inform a new land use framework for the area of the city's 2019 official plan. In 2021, a developer expressed interest in proceeding to develop lands located at the western limit of the urban settlement boundary, which would require a 3-kilometer extension of the sanitary sewer system west from the Parkdale Estate subdivision. Council directed administration to oversee the completion of a secondary plan, to properly plan for the extension of the sanitary trunk sewer system, and to address other matters such as land use, transportation connections, environmental protection, and density. And this is how this study came to be. It is the intent of the Parkdale Secondary Plan, an MCEA study, to result in a framework that will guide the future development and expansion of infrastructure in the study area. Specifically, the goals of the study are as follows. 1. Provide a framework for the development that is consistent with provincial policy statement and the Northern Growth Plan. 2. Develop policies that support a land use pattern that achieves density targets, promotes a mix and range of housing forms, and protects sensitive natural heritage features and wetlands. 3. Recommend a funding strategy and develop a method of cost recovery to recuperate the public funds required to fund and/or oversize the required infrastructure. And finally, 4. Satisfy the requirements of the Planning Act and the Environmental Assessment Act undertaken as an integrated master plan process. The project is being undertaken as part of a 4-stage approach. The stages are broken down into background assessment, analysis of alternatives, creation of preferred land use plan, and finally the creation of the secondary plan and financial strategy. Effective consultation will be critical to the study's overall success. The city and the study team are committed to proactively engaging with the local landowners, key agencies, Indigenous communities, and the public throughout the 4 project stages to receive input at key points in the work program. In addition to the survey at the end of this video, a minimum of 2 public information centers and 1 statutory public meeting will be held in person during the study and will serve as forums for 2-way communication between the study team, stakeholders, and members of the public. Now is the time to consider the background information presented and provide any feedback you have to the project team. Some questions to consider. What types of housing is needed in Parkdale? What types of amenities are needed to support residents of Parkdale? How would you like to get to these amenities? Please provide answers to these questions and more by filling out the survey found at the link on the screen or on the city's Get Involved Thunder Bay engagement site. Please ensure to fill out your survey promptly as it will close to responses on Sunday, April 30th, 2023. If you would like more information on the study or would like to sign up for the study contact list, please contact one of the study members listed on the screen. We thank you for your time and we look forward to receiving your input on this exciting project.